Welcome back to 23 Minute Reads with me, Mya D. This is kind of like my virtual book club because in these 5 minute or so videos, I share with you my takeaways from my current reading. Right now, that is Teaching to Transgress by Bell Hooks. As a part of the 23 to 23 challenge, I'm reading 23 minutes per day, every day, as an action of self love, as an investment into myself, and as a way of providing myself with some consistency in an ever changing world. Hoping that you will join me along in this journey by liking this video. Go ahead and like it right now. Subscribing to the channel. Go ahead and do that right now. And dropping some comments down there in that comment section so that there's an actual dialogue going on. Having in mind that while I have several decades of experience as an educator, performer, and researcher, I'm not the know-all be-all for this book. I'm simply providing a space for dialogue. This week was a little rough in life, not in the book. I only read pages 53 to 73, but I still have my three takeaways. Takeaway number one is illumination. You can't stop the light is what I pulled from this Paulo Freire section of the book, having in mind that Paulo Freire is someone that Bell Hooks held deep to her theory, her practice, and her scholarship. The Bell Hooks quote reads, I was told that I had not been invited to various meetings for fear that I would disrupt the discussion of more important issues by raising feminist critique. So persons at the university are on the block. They're trying to block that light that is Bell Hooks by not inviting her to the meeting and making sure that she didn't know about it. And then in the meeting, trying to silence her. So when Hooks brings up a feminist issue found in Freire's work, she actually gets inspired. And she gets inspired at she gets inspired because Freire tells people to let her speak, one, but then demonstrates this embodied self-evaluative practice that Hooks felt was already in his theory, but she sees it now in praxis, right? She sees it now, sees him demonstrating it now. He addresses the issue and talks about how he's learned, grown, and pivoted. Yeah, so you tried to stop that thing, but it still happened because you can't stop the light. Takeaway number two, naming. The quote reads, the possession of a term does not bring a process into practice or being. Let me try that again. The possession of a term does not bring a process or practice into being. I've spoken of language as a tool, that it can be used to create exclusive practices or reinforce inclusive practices, or it can be used to be inclusive, bringing more people in. The previous Bell Hooks quote is a reminder that you may know a term, you might create a term for an action, but you ain't never done the action. And on the other side of that, you might have been doing the action and not know that term that somebody created for it. That term, that language being the thing that's the powerful thing, right? So language being used as power and maintaining exclusivity. So what does that really mean? This section actually spoke about the appropriation of feminist work by women of high status and high visibility. So these women would use the work of oftentimes unpublished work of other scholars and use it as if it was their own, which becomes problematic in the present because if I'm researching, then I think that this information came from this person over here, and really it came from that person over there. It's also problematic because it leads to increased visibility of those people, those high status people, leading to the approximation of a theory, leading to an assimilation of that theory that creates a certain level of code, a certain level of conduct that devalues the originators. Benedictson Gottschalk spoke of this appropriation, approximation, assimilation in the book The Black Dancing Body. So an example of that in dance would be the Lindy Hop's The Jitterbug. But another example of that would be and looking at the development of modern dance, who are given credit for it, and what do they say the practice was, the intention behind using and developing this form was. Does it actually give credit to the forms that they were studying, and did they actually study those things? Silent theory is takeaway number 3. Silence is an act of complicity, one that helps perpetuate the idea that we engage in revolutionary black liberation and feminist struggle without theory. This quote from Bell Hooks is actually an example of a polytruth, where Bell Hooks saw discussion as a revolutionary act, creating new theory, while someone else in that same meeting felt like all this talk is routine and it's not beneficial. Here's what I took from this section. Some marginalized communities have just been surviving from moment to moment. But new theories can be created, and those new theories can inspire new actions to move those communities out of that surviving space to actually thriving and living. New theories, new modes that help people to thrive, not just survive. I hope that you hit that like button so that this page is thriving. Yeah. Okay, so this video went a little longer than initially intended. The iPad literally cut off. But all I wanted to say was I hope that you have enjoyed these 3 takeaways, and that you stay blessed, spread a good word, and I'll see you again next week.